Spencer, a 2-2 draw at home to Bath this afternoon. Thought the point was at least we-deserved. What's your reaction?
Should have won it. Could have lost it. Should have won it. Entertaining, for sure. Thought first half, I think it's a red card in there. He's got his studs up, but I thought we played much more football. We knew with our pitch we can play football. Trained really well, played some really good football. There's some fantastic patterns in there, but we didn't. The final pass didn't quite happen. Scored a great early goal, and didn't work the keeper enough. That final pass didn't quite work, but I thought we were fully deserved half time. Spoke everything about what we expected in the second half, where we had the wind, even though it was swirly. And my biggest disappointment, obviously besides the goals conceded, was the first 10 minutes of the second half, where we were abysmal, and Bath absolutely battered us for 10 minutes. Got the equaliser. What I was pleased about is after they equalised, we did step up again, and I thought we had by far the better of it, but then go and concede another sloppy as hell goal. Contributed to the wind a little bit, but that's just a minor part of it. We didn't deal with it. And to be fair, I thought we were probably done. I'll be honest. I thought, we're in a tough situation at the moment, and I've got to give the lads credit, because from that point, we've just seen it back. It is a penalty. We get 2-2, and then we should have won it. Dom's gone round the keeper, fantastic run. The save from the keeper after that is absolutely world class. And they had a couple of counters, but from that perspective, we should have won it. So certainly entertaining. I'm still disappointed with the goals we're conceding, and certainly the start of the second half, but we played a lot more football today, and I think that was pleasing on the eye. And I said we've come away disappointed, but we could have lost it as well, so certainly lots to keep looking at and continue to work at.
And of course we've got the early goal with Teddy after 3 minutes. Was that part of the game plan?
That's always part of a game. It's a score, isn't it? But we passed the ball well. I thought he was bright. He tired like a lot of the lads did, but as I said, we played some really intricate, exciting football, certainly in the first half, and certainly in the last 10 minutes. The bit in the middle wasn't quite so good, but Bath are a strong side. It was a right old battle, some interesting decisions going on. Obviously there's another incident in there, and as I said, defensively we've conceded 2 poor goals, and we haven't worked the keeper enough until the last 10 minutes, but I was really pleased with our approach play. It was much more pleasurable on the floor, some really exciting performances, and we've got to keep working on that. At the right time, and it was difficult today. It was so windy and swirly and difficult, so there were a lot of mistakes, but there were some pluses, and you've come away with a point, and the fact I'm sitting here disappointed probably tells the story, but overall it was probably about fair. But they had a few scuffs at the end there. We've had so many half chances where we've shot a yard wide without really being clean, but the best chance of course to Dom, and then, as I said, an amazing save from their goalkeeper, and Jack hasn't had really anything to do but scrambles, and most of that came from our mistakes. So, onwards we go.
You took Bird off in the second half. Was that a tactical change?
It was a problem that I didn't think our centre halves were particularly great today. They both made mistakes, and Birdie was a bit slow on the ball, and my concern was he was on a yellow card, and I have to look to next week at Braintree. We've got 2 centre halves for next week. And if he gets sent off, I've got 1. And with Ali sitting there before he goes off on international duty tomorrow, it was a no-brainer, quite frankly. I had to get him off the park to protect the team. Ali's a very good centre-half, and we need 2 centre-halves at Braintree next week, so I took him off to make sure that he was available for next week.
I thought Kai Jennings and Jack Young covered a lot of ground today. How do you think they did in the midfield together?
I thought the first half excellent. I mean, we forced Bath to make a change of shape after 20 minutes because we were popping it around so well, and they went man for man to try and stop us, and they worked really hard for him. So there wasn't clearly a lot of great chances, and I said our approach play at times was really, really impressive, but the final pass didn't get there, and that was the disappointing part. But yeah, we worked really hard. I think both teams worked really hard. It was a difficult game in the conditions. It had moments of entertainment, certainly in the last 10 minutes. It was 5-star in the last 10 minutes. And I said, I'm disappointed that we were in control of the game at half time. We had the wind, albeit swirly, at the start of the second half, and I thought that first 10 minutes was a real low for us. I thought we were very, very poor. And you've also got to give Bath credit. They really came out, and we didn't. But we reacted, and going down to such a poor goal, with only a few minutes to go, I thought reaction was excellent, obviously, and ultimately then we should have won the game, but we didn't. We take the point and move on.
We didn't have Captain Ollie Robinson today. Can you just talk about the appeal that was unsuccessful?
Well, it was unsuccessful. I mean, what can you say? You've got support from senior referees and all types of things and cameras. That's not violent conduct. But honestly, there is just no point appealing these. For Farnborough or me, I'm literally 100% record of 0. Look, he was a fool to put us in that position, and he'll have to be dealt with on that basis. That was ridiculous to even give the referee a decision to make. But honestly, that's ridiculous. That's not violent conduct. But we don't win appeals. It is £125 just down the drain. But we had to try. We had to try. As I said, I've got 2 fit centre halves with the situation we've got now, so I have to be so careful. But yeah, very disappointing. But is it a surprise?
And does a point today give us a little bit of momentum to go into Braintree next week?
It's a very tough game, away to a National League side that, I watched the game against Aldershot. We'll do our work. They're a very strong side. They pass the ball a lot more than the old Braintree sides. Very difficult place to play. We're underdogs. I suppose that's a nice thing in some respects, but we'll work really hard. We're in twice this week. It's the FA Cup, so it's exciting. It's a long way to go. It's certainly an uninspiring tie, but then we had a very inspiring tie last week. We've won and drawn. We're okay. We need to still get a lot better. We need to get better. We need to demand more, and we need luck. We need fitness. And there's no question in the players and avoiding these terrible injuries. And as I said, I'm sitting here ultimately a little bit disappointed from different parts in the game where we should have got the 3 points, but I said we could have lost the game as well. So, being 2-1 down with only a few minutes to go. So frustrating again, but we look forward to the FA Cup. It's the most amazing competition, and certainly a massive challenge. We're underdogs, but we'll certainly be giving our absolute all to try and get to the next round.
Do you think that underdog tag might help us, might be in our favour? We've done well against the stronger teams this season.
I don't know. Braintree said they're a big, strong, well-funded National League side now, so we'll be up against some really, very, very good players. But we've got really good players. But I said at the moment we're in a little bit of a lull. We can't quite get going. But it's not due to a lack of trying. We work really hard at training on trying to pass the ball more, especially as we don't have any long throws at the moment. So, we are trying, which was certainly entertaining. Very frustrating for me and the management. As I said, when you can see how I thought much improved we were today on the passing of the ball in difficult conditions, but ultimately we've only got a point, and we've not been clinical enough, and at both ends of the park. So look, it's the FA Cup. Let's look forward to it. We will. I know our fabulous fans will get down there, and we'll give it absolutely everything.
And just finally, a little bit of housekeeping. Can you give us an update on some of the players we haven't heard of recently? The likes of Ben Greenwood, Cass, Frank, and Dan Bradshaw. So Dan wants to, is committed at a step 3 side. Step 4. He's gone to Winchester. It's home ground. They love him there, and great deal he's got there. So we wish him best. He's dual registered with us. Cass we put out on loan to Ashford. He did okay at Ascot at step 4, but we want more minutes for him, so he's gone to Ashford for an initial month. Frank again looking for minutes, so I think he's registered at step 3 and step 4 club, but he's still registered with us as well. Hasn't quite worked out with him. I think Ryan Hook today was a bright spark. I thought he got back in the side and did well. And Ben Greenwood is on a loan until January. We have the situation with the FA Cup that you can play for 2 sides in the FA Cup if you get to the first round proper, so we're protected there. But it's a balance, We've got an outstanding left back here from Charlton for a loan fee, which is very small, which helps us financially, and he's a fantastic player. No disrespect to Ben, who had a difficult off-season. Ben's picked up an injury down there, and he's doing okay at step 3. But ultimately, we've got things to balance. It's tough at the moment, and we've got an outstanding left back here. So in Toby. So ultimately, we'll see how things develop. We keep an eye on all of them. We speak to them. They come in and train sometimes with us. So we wish them the best at their loan periods, and we'll see what happens. Brilliant. Thanks, Spencer, and best of luck for next week.
Thanks very much, Tom.